Okay, good morning, good I guess noon and good afternoon everyone. Happy Easter. Yeah, so today we're going to continue essentially doing what we did yesterday. Must must you start making fun of me the moment I start streaming? Come on. Yeah, it went fine. It went fine. Uh, essentially yesterday, as I was streaming, broadcasting, I got a invitation to a meeting that I couldn't refuse. Because yeah, I was one of those types. It went well though. It went well. So yeah, no, we're good. So today we're going to continue with day 22 of the Reconquest. We're going to finish parts 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to export and we're going to lay it out properly, and export all that good stuff. All that good stuff. I haven't forgotten about Genshin, I promise. It did win the sponsorship war that you guys. I don't know why you guys do it, but it's better than gambling, I suppose. Yeah, so that'll be tomorrow. That'll be tomorrow. Why can't it be tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow. Tomorrow's fine. It's fine, relax. It's fine, relax. So, let's see. Yeah, but so just to recap, yesterday we did the first part of the day. We talked about the proper setup of the second army and of the relief effort for the third guards. That is the third, right? Yeah, the third guards division, and how our friend Hardbark took a step backwards with his formations in the west to stretch out this line so that the first guards can make a daring little intrusion in here. We'll see that happening later. But now, though, first let's figure out this area. So there's a lot of coordination going on now in the collective lines. And so because of our boy Water Under Tree, right, he got promoted. And yeah, so the third army is formed here. And because of this attack, our friend Thatcher thinks that there's a possibility of him being able to save his 20th division. And so that's what's going to happen, right? Especially with the second division here being pulled away to the north to essentially staunch this area. Yeah, it'll be interesting. Really? No, we're not going to ride dogs into war. Having said that, we might do other things. Oh yes, I also, in the meantime, I have also, look how pretty it is. It's now nice and pretty, and we can actually use it. So there's now this attack from the 6th that goes at the junction between the 1st Army and the 5th Corps. There's a attack by the 9th. And so we should note, right, like the 1st Artillery a regiment got pulled away, which means that there's now no more artillery support, and that makes it actually very much a different kind of game, right? Because if we look at just infantry formations between the technocracy and the collective, they are fairly evenly matched. Because remember, I did talk about this, right? Why is there confusion? Yeah, I thought I talked about this. There is essentially all squirrels are using late 19th century weapons in terms of so needle guns, cartridges, and the like. Give me 1 second, I'll be right back. Okay. Yeah. Oh no, it was just I had to blow my nose and I didn't want it. I didn't want to do it into the microphone. That would be silly. Anyway, so we have this going on. So even if our friend Water Under Trees attack doesn't work out, it's actually not even a it's still accomplished its purpose, right? Which is to essentially distract this side of the line and either regain ground, or even if you can rescue a full formation, that would be amazing. Keep in mind actually that up until now the only full formation that was reduced was the, what was it? I think was the, oh my god, what was that? 10th? Some whatever was here. I can't remember the division number now. Anyway, so let's continue in this case. So because of the third, it now has the first and the second within it. The 21st division is not moving anymore. And it's not moving because the second is already within, sort of, within the combat area, right? So this should look something like this. And then the red like that. There we go. I have not changed the colors, or rather I have not made much, how do I say, homogenize the colors yet, because the colors as of right now, they don't look that different to me, so I never really thought about it much, but we could if it becomes an issue. Yeah, like it's not a big deal, right? I can just do this essentially where I say, okay, look, these colors are all this one, and that should essentially homogenize everything, I hope. Let's look at it as a slider. 588, 588, 588, right? And then the fill, this fill, you know, it's sitting at 67%. We can, oops, 67%, and it's also 588, right? So yeah, like this is fine. Oops. So this is happening here. This has been finished. There's nothing going on this set. This is now just a weak pin. And then we can start talking about this area, which is really interesting, right? Like, sure, the collective suffered a bit, but they've now fallen back on their own supply lines and their own reinforcements, and that's given them a lot more room to maneuver in. And so in the meantime, the 18th actually got knocked backwards like this. It's now sitting on Stanchar. Is that partially why you guys like these series, actually? Because that's partially why I like it, because it's just, you know, like, given the nature of our work, it's just so funny to see the idea of squirrels taking like the Stanchar building in London. Yeah, like it's just such an amazing feeling to think about. I didn't need to do that. Just add this. That goes there. This, that goes here. And this can be pulled in this direction. This can be pulled in this direction. There we go. So, just like that. And like that. Set this down here. Like that. And then towards the north we have this. Oh, wait. It should look like this. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Yes, I know it's not red yet. Oops. Was that red enough for you? Yes. So let's just move the 19th in this direction. So essentially what will happen is, of course, the 18th will turn and become the new flank guard. The 19th will have to retreat in this direction. Like, if it doesn't, it's just gonna die, right? Like, that is such a narrow choke point that if the collective had any amount of artillery, the 19th would be gone. Like, this is such an easy place to just completely shut off any sort of reinforcements. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's because you don't even need to saturate that much ground, right? Like, this is maybe 20-30 meters. Like, for a squirrel, that's a long time, and obviously you can't snipe across that too well. But like, you can imagine that. I'm sorry, this is not as fun as Genshin. To be completely fair, I also never expected so many girls to be in the Discord, and it still very much is a surprise to me that you're all here. Not that I'm not thankful. I'm very, very thankful, because you guys provide some needed balance to all of these dumb, silly boys. So yeah, thank you very much. Let's see. We will do Genshin, don't worry. We'll do it tomorrow. Promise. Like, it was only because yesterday was an emergency that I pushed everything back, and because we talked yesterday about social circles again. We'll talk about it. So that's why I'll take a hit on my own time to do Genshin tomorrow. Simple. Yeah, and so because these two formations are, or not these two formations, this one formation is now in a lot of trouble, it is going to be forced to move backwards. We've moved that one. We'll do these two afterwards. So I'm gonna pull out an arrow. To show this retreat going like that, right? And so this retreat, I actually very much like this, because it shows that this retreat is essentially going on under intense intense fire. Nothing will happen here. The artillery is continuing to fire on the 10th. So, like, that attack. Hold on. So this is no man's land because it's easily snipeable from every side. So the attacks are coming sort of from, you know, they go down the valley and then up the other side. 36, nothing has happened on this front. Now we get to the fun stuff. The fun stuff. Essentially, this is a rescue operation, right? Like fundamentally what this is doing is it's distracting the 11th on the north, and it's distracting the 5th and the 22nd on the west, so that the first guards has enough room to essentially break through, aim for distaff lane, and meet the 3rd as it's coming in this direction. So first of all, let's do a counterattack on this end. These two are now less powerful. Excuse me. Excuse me. Hello. Why is... Oh, because I don't know why I wrote 500. Yes, I can see that. I can very much see that. The 3rd has now moved upwards just a little bit. The 3rd has moved into this position. And unfortunately, the 327th has sort of been pushed back a little. So now it looks like this. Make these smaller. There we go. There we go. The 3rd is here, and it's aiming all of its guns in that direction. So we do need an artillery marker. Third, it's aiming at here. Yeah, so essentially what's happening is you have one brigade of the first guards remaining on top to do the defense and to be a rear guard, and then 2 brigades are aiming in this direction. Oops. That was... So Affinity Designer is very cool in that it allows you to check. So right now I'm doing everything. I don't know if Illustrator does as well, but right now I'm doing everything under vector mode. But obviously you can't export a vector and display a vector on a website because it's more difficult to do so. So it gives you the ability to turn on... Where was it? Turn on pixel mode. I can't do it anymore. One of those buttons. Oops. One of those buttons would allow you to do pixel mode, and that essentially gives you the ability to look at what it looks like in pixel mode based on the DPI that you've specified. Quick moment, and then I'll be right there. No, not like that. What am I doing? It's true. What am I doing? Oh no. What am I doing? There was an attack, essentially a flank, to make sure to get rid of the snipers that are sitting on top of there. And then there is a initial penetration in this direction and a... too far. A initial penetration along this line. So again, the Financial Times building is in a bit of trouble. Keeps getting fought over. Oh, did you know that what's his face is now working at FT? Yeah, yeah. I mean, I am kind of impressed, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, okay, I guess. Yeah, you would, right? Exactly, exactly. Yeah, you would. Um, for those who don't know, the Financial Times is a rather influential newspaper that is read a lot in a lot of places, in a lot of the financial world. So it appears then, that the third is definitely getting out because there's not much else. Now, like the third can suffer some casualties to get out. That's not the problem, right? The point is to make sure that they maintain their the organization and the essentially the ability for the combat worthiness of the organization. Right, good. Okay, so this is done, this is done. I think we've done everything we needed to. These have changed. There, this has moved forward. Nothing has changed there. These have been added. Excellent. Excellent. Yes, that's a very good point. I did say that the 20th has disappeared, but yesterday, as I was organizing this, I made an executive decision to reinstate the 20th because it's more fun. It's more fun that way. I mean, it's like we can already see that the technocracy has, has had major victories from its original starting point, right? So you don't want it to constantly win, and we want to show the collective growing as a force, becoming more confident and understanding how to actually make proper war, right? And that's what this does, like being able to save formations that it had given up as lost because of the changing way that the front line was moving. Yeah, I think that's particularly interesting. Yes, make war, nothing else. I don't know what you're talking about. There's squirrels. Don't be a furry. Anyway, we're good. Okay, so this is good. Now we're going to duplicate again. And like it's actually really interesting that like if we think of, can you guys hear the sirens? They're really loud right now. Give me 1 second. Yeah, you can hear the sirens, eh? Interesting. Well, it's all good. All good. Okay, so actually, let me just double check what my. Okay, we're good. I was just checking the microphone where it was picking up sound from. What am I? Right. We're doing the next part of the day. So in that time, the 18th has had the opportunity to move this way. The 16th has had the 19th has had the opportunity to essentially retreat in this direction. So all these formations have been pretty bloodied by the relentless advance, and luckily nothing was really lost. No. There we go. So that goes up here now. And then this, oops. This can come down here. Oh, actually this doesn't even need to come. This goes here. This goes here. And so, you know, they didn't quite manage the London Wall, because this would have been an excellent, especially this area, would have been an excellent defensive line, right? So if the technocracy managed to gain that, you could imagine that a single brigade could theoretically really threaten, or not threaten, like hold a long line against a full division. So this is going away. What is happening actually is that because the 5th is so embroiled in this position, it is now being given over to the 53rd, and then the 11th will actually move down in this direction. To reinforce the 55th Corps, right? So essentially, the 53rd has gained, the two of them have exchanged a division, because it's just easier to let the 5th continue its attack. And obviously, this is the theater, right? And so then the 11th gets put to the 55th, and is probably going to be used as an attack in this particular direction. Right. Right. Let's finish this bottom part first. This attack is slowly disintegrating. Because the 36th actually is a reduced formation, right? It's essentially given up an entire brigade to do the very interesting and not very interesting, but rather to aid in the distraction of the 11th for saving the 3rd Guards Division. And that's what's going on here. Let's see. I'm just gonna delete that. We're going to delete this. Excuse me? What's going on? There we go. There we go. So this will look like this, but red. And on this side it'll look like this, and it's already red. So we're gonna just squeeze the 3rd in here. That can move away. Artillery has moved to this spot. And so that's, you know, like it's artillery, right? And so it's still quite powerful, and it is definitely taking a toll on both the 1st and the 3rd. But it doesn't seem like it's able to, like, if they're willing to sacrifice, right, then it doesn't seem like it's it can stop the 3rd Guard. It can't stop the 3rd Guards from essentially leaving. And so unfortunately, this was a failed envelopment. And that's, you know, that's a shame. But what did you expect for 2 brigades against a guards formation, right? Let me just, we'll finish this line. And then have, no, we don't need that line. This line. There was danger there, actually. Like, what if the 3rd had pushed in the northeasterly direction? the Fourth Corps headquarters would have been under some duress, right? So these two attacks are continuing. And so with that sort of successful saving of the third, we actually find that our friend Hardbark needs to move his headquarters a little bit, just because it's getting far from the extent of his army, right? So let's actually, that's a good point. We should probably put a demarcation line. This is 5. Okay. Just like that, to signify where the where the third army ends and where the second army begins. So let's do that. Come on, come on. Oh, I did it in there again. Feel free to laugh at me for that. Yes, well, it is what it is. So the army looks like that. Yeah, so for the first half of this day, the 5th remained under the command of the 55th, and by C, which is the essentially afternoon, the 5th had been transferred over to the 53rd. The 11th is transferred over to the 55th, and I think that's actually it. That's the whole, oh no, that's not, definitely not it. We did all of this, did we? No, we didn't even do that. Okay, my bad. So this is coming down this end. This is coming down this end. We are starting to run into the problem of the collective overcommitting in their attacks now. And that's been a problem, you know, from our friend Hardbark earlier as well. And part of the reason is just because all of these field formations have, you know, political commissars that are responsible for their movements. So if the commissar tells you to move, there's a chance that you have to move. There we go. And then these two, nothing's happening here. They're maintaining their attack. I think that's it. At least on this end, right? Like, that has been successfully moved. Those have been successfully moved. Okay, let's look at this. The second is here in place. And it is definitely going over the attack. But yeah, definitely there has been an expansion of this bridgehead. Did I hit the microphone? I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not that sorry, but I am kind of sorry. And then you have a deal. If it ends up that you go deaf, I will definitely come and say hi. Excuse me. No, I don't have COVID. As much as it might be fun for you guys to assume, I don't. I'm very sorry for that. I am so sorry. I'm gonna add these 2 lines here because this is going to start being an interesting phenomenon soon. So the 4th itself has moved in this direction. The 6th has been fairly, like the 6th has been in combat for a while, so it's straining. The 4th and the 2nd are just looking at each other now, and nothing's happening there. No, this should be deep because we're going to take another one. Like that. Perfect. Time check. 35? Good. Good. Okay. We're almost done. So essentially this attack started. There's been a little bit of... like the 15th itself is being driven backwards because there are what amount to be 2 formations attacking it, right? So there's going to be like that. Oh. And that's the beauty about having an army headquarters that can coordinate this, right? Because if your 2nd corps is under attack, you can actually get the 1st corps to actually do something about it without having to go all the way down to high command and then having that information come right back. But that doesn't mean it'll actually do anything. At least for now, this moves in this direction. At least for now, the front hasn't actually moved that much. Right, like, oh. And of course, the 20th being what it is not really capable of attacking north. It is capable of sitting still. So if the 19th can even have a very thin penetration along this line, even if it's just along this line, that can actually save a lot of damage. I think we're actually good on this end. Oh, my blinds are coming undone. Not my blinds, my curtain. Because it's noon and I'm facing south. Yeah. It's not exactly a very good location to stream in, because the window, like the sun will actually come into the window and just shine directly into my eyes. No, with the curtains on, I won't get skin cancer, thank you very much, and I will not go blind because nothing's actually shining in my eyes. Okay. Yes. No, I'm not saying yes to being blinded. The 11th is now getting ready to... Right, because once you insert an entire field formation into this line, I don't expect the 4th to be able to do anything. Or rather to do anything but like defend. Right? And because like the 4th is essentially defending this entire line, it would have to defend against 2 divisions attacking from very, very disparate sides. It would essentially be all of this part of the front. Yeah, like that's pretty hard. I don't know, man. It's pretty hard. Nothing is going on there is some fighting here, but it's not really been very fruitful for either side. So there's that going on. Let us finish this part where essentially the 9th has turned on this. And then the 19th has sort of lodged itself in this area in an attempt to get down this end. No, good question. What happens at the rail line? The rail line is a little bit different. Like it's wide open space, and so remember, if you guys remember us talking about St. Paul's, essentially like the grounds of St. Paul's being a death zone because there's no cover. In the rail line is even worse, right? Because rail cars go back and forth underneath on it, and so as squirrels, you are just fundamentally terrified of everything that's going on in here. So like even an attack in this direction is not really an attack. Let's do that. Yeah, it's more a demonstration of strength to try to help out this part of the front that looks like it could be in danger, right? So that's going in this direction. Of course, like if we had reserves, the reserves right now would be right here trying to push this back or to eliminate this pocket before reinforcements can come here. Unfortunately, neither side in this case has reserves. Speaking of, no, this can just move here. 66. So in 2 turns, we'll have some technocratic reserves arrive, and 6. Yep. Okay. Let's see. So this has moved. These guys have moved. These guys have moved. Very good. So now we just have to do this area, and this area is becoming static. This area is becoming static because, well, there are very good defensive positions here. This is just now completely gone. This is now completely gone. This is now gone. And the 3rd itself has managed to escape. And so essentially what will happen is the 3rd will take the place of the 1st Guards Division on top of the cathedral. It's a nice defensive position, which means even a reduced formation can and should theoretically be able to hold that. And of course everyone in the theater now is tired, right? So like I think it's a very reasonable thing to do. This is blue, and then this area actually remains red, just because it's within that. So a lot of my bad. It's within reach of St. Paul's, and so like this area, a lot of red squirrels can just move as they want. Now let's get rid of this. The 3rd Artillery Corps Oh, right, we wanted to move the second army in this direction. And now the first guards is now moving. Where's the first guards moving to? It's moving in this direction. This direction. There we go. And so the idea is Brigade 115 gets reabsorbed into the 36th. And the 3rd takes over defense of St. Paul's. 1st comes into this area. And the idea is if there's a possibility of trying to attack into this area, right? 4th moves into that direction. These two disappear. These two disappear. No, I didn't want to delete that. We can use this in the future. Gate counters. This goes. And the 3/10 essentially just, it now acts as flank guard for the entire, for these two, the 5th and the 22nd. And the 3/10 is actually a unit of the 5th to be. No, it's the unit of the 22nd. It's the other one. Yes. Time check. 46. Okay. We're okay. We're okay. We're basically done. Fairly certain we're basically done. Just double check. That's right. Remember how many arrows there were at the beginning of this day? Like, not a lot of the front has moved, but significant material changes have appeared, right? Like, we've saved an entire guards formation, and that gives our friend Hardbark a lot of striking power, right? So 4 formations here, 4 formations here. We have another army. So right now it appears again as if the collective is how should we say, is having the upper hand, right? Like, yes, the collective keeps losing keeps losing ground, but they are certainly learning, and they are learning quite quickly. And so the focus of the front now shifts away from the western side towards the eastern side, where, you know, there are some very interesting things about to go down. Yeah. We're good. I like it. Okay, so exporting 22A. Where's 22A? This looks good. Maybe we'll move that left just a little bit. Yeah. Okay, so 22B. 22B is essentially the same as 22A. Perfect. 22C is still the same. Still the same. And oh wait, no, it's probably not. Okay. Right now we're on the first layer, right? Yeah, we are. Is there a way for me to show layers on this? Oh, there is. Okay, good. Okay, so this is 22A. I'm just doing the export real quick, and then we'll switch over to publisher, where I can actually show how these composites get made. To B 22C remains very good. and 22D. 22D, we can actually take this down a notch. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, give me one quick second while I switch over to publisher. Not gonna lie, I actually kind of I very much enjoy this idea of using. Oh wait, did it swap over? Oh, it did, yeah, because it's the same window capture. Okay, well, doesn't matter. We're okay. We're okay. Yes. Okay, so this is what I did yesterday. After, like, during the call, and it's essentially just, yes, I do want to save. It is essentially just a composite image of all of those things that we've just done. But let's see, yeah. But of course, it's certain parts of it are, you can see, are zoomed in. So I've zoomed into this part, zoomed into this part. Replace with A. Good. Oh, I do want to use the other one as reference. That's okay. So this in particular is a rectangle. Yes, it is a rectangle. You're welcome. You're welcome. I thought you guys might appreciate knowing what a rectangle is. And this one gets about this much down to the first card, like that. Okay, and we're going to copy the numbers 1 and 2, which are indeed also numbers. As amazing as it might sound, they are actually numbers. We're going to put 2 up here, put 1 up here, and then we're going to, now we'll put 1 up here. We're going to put 1 here. I mean, it's fairly simple for everyone to understand what is 1 and 2, right? So it's not like I am. Yes, exactly. Also, I do need a last rectangle like this one. It is bigger, yes. It is 6,000 by 6,000 by 6,000 instead of 5 by 5, because I think that gives me a little bit more room to work in. Add pages. We're going to 3 pages afterwards. Perfect. Oh, I could have. Okay, 1 second. I'm gonna take this rectangle. I'm gonna put it here because that rectangle always exists, right? So we're going to delete 3 pages. Then we're going to add 3 after. Is it almost an hour? Okay. Okay, so we won't finish all of this on stream, but I also don't think it matters too much, right? Like, we've essentially we've done the difficult parts, and so now really the it's not very exciting. I'm just laying it out in a way that is embedded. Would you like to link images? Yes, I would. That's perfect, actually. Linking images. Yes. So this would also be a, wait, what? So that's that, that. And this is already, wait a second. Wait a second. Oh no, okay. So this got changed on me because I tried to change this. Ah, okay. And so these two are the same items. So we can't do that. Instead of watching me try to figure this out, let's just end it here for today. Thank you very, very much for watching. Exactly, because the more I do it, the more you guys are just gonna laugh at me, and I don't want to be a constant source of amusement. Only you know, a little bit of it. So thank you for actually, like, fellas, for boys and girls actually, for spending your Easter Sunday, or at least an hour of your Easter Sunday with me. This was fun as usual. And in conclusion, download Firefox, don't use Chrome, and I shall see you guys tomorrow for Genshin Impact.